Welcome guys, welcome back on AM Reaper. This is DMT, Journey of the Infant Mind. Yeah, it's been a long process of a few videos, so I'm not real hyped up. It's sort of educational, so to speak, not really for hype purposes. So what I'm trying to say, I mucked up in one of the last video. Not mucked up, I'm just trying to explain this a bit better. On the spirit molecule, the dosage range that they had made was from 1 to 6. What that means, and they calculated at 0.01 to 6 milligrams per kilogram of the person who was having it. So for instance, I weigh 60 kilograms. So for me to have a level 6 experience, I need to smoke 36 milligrams of DMT, for instance. They did IV and differently, but that's just the scale we're using. To have a lovely experience, for me, once again, I weigh 60 kilograms, so 60, 6 fours are 24, move a few decimal places around a couple of zeros, you know what I'm talking about. So 24 milligrams is my optimal dose that they recommend, that is therapeutic to me without being over the top. And all I have to, and levels before, so 1 wasn't really worth it. 2 was just sort of basically a test dose to see if you interacted pretty bad or good, if any interactions I should say. 3 was, level 3 dose was just starting neither here nor there. Level 4 was great. I could take something away from it. Wasn't too traumatic, scary enough, but nothing too bad. Anything over that was starting to get out there, and 6 was just they didn't really want to do that again. It's only 3 people that did the level 6 dosages anyway, so yeah. But for me, to be honest with you, from an experience that I've had previously, I would say that at that 0.4 milligrams per kilogram isn't enough to show you what DMT will do properly, and that's in one breath, in one cone. I'm saying, like, this 3 breath stuff sort of thing. So, and that's what I'm just trying to say. That's a fairly strong hit. So if you can take 35 milligrams of pure DMT crystals, sandwich method in a bong, in one breath, and hold it in 20 seconds, you're laughing. You will be there. You do it in 3 breaths, you'll go pretty much nowhere. But we'll touch on that later in the next video, that sort of stuff. So what I'm trying to say is 0.04 milligrams per kilo is the optimal dose for a person to have a lovely experience and not too far out there. In my opinion, if you've got a bag of it, I don't know where you're going to get it from, but if you've got a bag of it and you don't waste it, have a go at 6 milligrams per kilo. But just make sure you sort of have a look at this video first. We're going to talk about how to sort of prepare yourself for that sort of thing, and just have a look and see where you go. Right, I just have a quite little recap on the other video. So we're talking about good information on the internet, where you can get it, where from. So obviously you're going to start with DMT, the spirit molecule. You'll have a watch of that, obviously. It's a little bit misleading, but it is a medical study, so it's pretty cool. It's about the best thing you will get out there. It's just that the visions that they try and emulate on the computer simulations are pretty much not really, don't do it a great deal of justice. Yeah, a bit over the top in most aspects, but it's pretty hard to try and simulate something like that on the DMT experience. Is nearly impossible, or it is impossible nearly, unless you know how to write that sort of algorithm into a computer. But anyway, so I got the spirit molecule on Strassman. He wrote a few different books, so you can have a read of those, check them out. There's a book on the spirit molecule. There's also one, the Soul Prophecy, DMT, the Soul Prophecy. So there you go. Have a look at that. Yeah, cool. Then you've got Terence and Dennis McKenna. I forgot to put another picture of Terence on here. Next, but that's his brother Dennis. There's Terence there, the guy on the left, who was pretty much the warrior of magic mushrooms, and then later on he got to the DMT stages, and he was an avid person, avid speaker and advocate for dimethyltryptamine and the spiritual experience gained off it. And we've got Graham Hancock. He's got an official website too, Magician of the Gods. He's a pretty knowledgeable guy. He's done DMTs on the spirit molecule, and as I said, kind of made as an Egyptologist, and they've studied death for ages, and they know a lot about it. So if you want to check out that, it's pretty cool. And one thing I will say about the Egyptians is, in Christianity you've got like the 10 Commandments, or in Egyptology, I suppose you call it, in the ancient Egyptian times, they had what they called the laws of Ma'at, and the laws of Ma'at are 40 basically 10 commandments, but there's 40 of them. I think it might be 44, but anyway, there's a fair few. Check them out, they're pretty cool. There's a bit of a story to that, how Christianity sort of started back in those days with... But anyway, we can use that. I'm not here to debate that sort of stuff. He wrote The Fingerprint of the Gods, this Graham Hancock, and a fair few other books. Also check out Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's got a great podcast. He's also knows a bit about these sort of substances. He's done DMT before, and he, as I said, got a bit excited to start with, but now he's pretty level-headed, and he talks to Graham Hancock and then puts him on his show and stuff. So they're great podcasts to watch. So go check them out. They're great. There he is, Joe. Also, probably the best place to find on about DMT is the DMT Nexus. You go there, check it out. DMT Nexus. It's got forums, pictures, all sorts of different trip art, different things you can learn. And so you've got to log in. We don't have to log in, but as I said before, to participate in the forums, you have to log in. And here we go. That's what the forum sort of page looks for. There's lots of different topics. You can have a look at lots of different people talking about lots of different things, and it ranges from the beginner to the intermediate to the chemist. So, it's a pretty good website if you're looking at DMT. As I said, there's a lot of stuff on there about harm reduction, which is what it's all about. That's why some of the information's on the internet. A lot of the information you find at the moment getting flooded the net with DMT is all about hype and yay, what do we see? I'm looking forward to making a video sort of like that, but this at the moment is all about harm reduction and information. Especially out there on the internet, as I said, it wasn't just about DMT. There's another website called Erowid. Go check that out, E-R-O-W-I-D, Erowid. They've got a good range of information about lots of different chemicals and drugs and things, if you're doing stupid shit like that. But I will say the dosage range on Erowid is for people about 80 kilograms, not for people 60 kilograms, for instance, or lighter. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at it. I'm a small fella, it's for the average bloke. I'm a little bit under that, so just be mindful of that. For instance, if you've got ecstasy pills or pills like that, go to pillreport.com. Check that out. That's there for your safety. That's for. Same as you don't want to go and pick the wrong mushroom, kill yourself, go and check out shroomy.com. It's purely there for your safety and information. We also spoke about deja vu and a slight instance that I had. I hope you're not laughing your head off, but anyway, I shared that with you just for the instance of saying it's quite crazy, and it comes into play later on. The DMT experience. Was it a dream or a premonition? Ooh, who knows? But also, sleep paralysis. I've experienced that during my life. Go back to the other video and check that out if you're interested in that. Not much fun, but yeah, it gives a different meaning to how the soul can get trapped in the body, for so to speak. Not the soul, but the waking consciousness can be trapped inside the body, screaming and yelling and can't get out. But anyway, we'll get rid of that. So next on our video tonight, we're going to talk about setting. You think to yourself, well, here we are, setting for a drug scene. Now, I don't like calling DMT a drug, as the word drug's horrible. It's not really a drug. It's it's used by all these religious people for years. How can they classify it as a drug? But anyway, it is, and then it's against the law, so take it easy. But I know at the moment it's circulating like crazy, so not where I live, but on the internet. So yeah, you can't even get the shit where I live, so it doesn't even matter. I live in a cold climate, it doesn't grow over here or anything, Anyway, not ready to talk about that sort of stuff, or all that sort of stuff, but here we go. Setting means like the set is your own mind, how well you've set the day, that you set your mind up. And the setting is your house, like your space, the space where you're going to consume your DMT, the area, I should say. So what do we do? So it's, for a tip for Dave, when we years ago were doing this sort of stuff and thought, oh, you want to have a nice day, not a nice day, I mean bloody rainy or thunderstorming, but you want to have a good day. You get up, no hangovers, it doesn't mean alcohol, but nothing to worry about in the mind. Get up and mow the lawn, do your chores, feel good about yourself, spend a bit of time with your kids and your family. Generally just have a great day. Just do the right thing about yourself. Try to stay away from too much shitful food, you know, and coffee, caffeine, shitful food and caffeine, you know, because, you know, say you go into an ayahuasca retreat, what they do is there's different times in a couple of them, but the main point being is they have a controlled diet for a week, and yeah, they keep you off all these shitful foods because they don't reckon it interacts very well with the ayahuasca. I suppose you spew and shit yourself, but they sort of say that with DMT too. So you just keep away from the smokes and the nicotine. So don't pile yourself full of coffee and pile yourself full of bloody cigarettes and stuff. And before you have DMT, wait till you're finished and pile them in afterwards. Because you're having stimulant drugs, and DMT being a serotonin agonist, it's a stimulant, and it'll, you know, your heart rate's about to increase and go through the roof. Same with your blood pressure, and you don't need to go on any more than it needs to go. So just quite, you know, I know you're shitting yourself, but and you can have a smoke to calm down a little bit. But wait a little while before you smoke DMT. Before you have your smoke 20 minutes before you even think about smoking DMT. At least wait half hour. Just give your lungs some oxygen space. Get rid of some of the carbon dioxide or monoxide, whatever the shit is. It's rightio. So we prefer to do DMT at night time. It's a lot quieter. You just wait till then. When the day's over, everything's been great. The day's been fine. You've had a nice tea and settled down. Things going good. You haven't had a big scrap with the wife. The next stage is, where do you get this stuff? Where do you get DMT? Well, I don't really know. I don't really know where these days where you get DMT. I don't know where people get their DMT from. Like when I was a young bloke, it was like trying to get rock and all shit. So I don't know what the go is these days. So that's not where you're not here to discuss that. But what I will say is, you need to know your stuff. You need to know what you're doing, who you're buying it off, where you're getting it from, what they've done. So the first point about the DMT is one of them. You can get this stuff called 5-MeO DMT. Now 5-MeO DMT is a shitload stronger than DMT. It's a different chemical, but it's one of the same analogue, and it comes off of a toad. It's a long story behind that. I can't bother talking about it, but yeah, it's a toad. People should lick it. They lick the toad and get the DMT off the back of it, and don't go out there licking toads. There's some lot of poisonous ones. You'll probably kill yourself. It's probably toadery. I don't know. I haven't looked into like shroomery, but toadery, I've got no idea. But my point is, if you buy DMT in a bag and it's white, and you buy 5-MeO DMT in a bag and it's white, and you don't know, you're not going to bloody know the difference. Now, 5-MeO DMT is about 5 times more potent than DMT, and the experience is a lot different. I've never had it, but I've read a lot about it. And if you want to go to a place called the Tryptamine Palace, they speak a lot about 5-MeO DMT, and it's a pretty dark experience, but it's very, very powerful compared to DMT, as in just turns everything off, and you just, yeah. I'm sure that you can find information on the internet about it, but what I'm saying is you don't want to load up bloody 30 milligrams of 5-MeO DMT and smoke it like you're waiting on a big hit of DMT. 30 milligrams, oh, we're going to see the other side. Yeah, you'll see the other side, but you're in a fucking bad way if it's 5-MeO DMT. So just be careful that your dealer actually knows what he's talking about if you're buying this shit off somebody. And secondly, if you know anything about how the DMT is made, I'm sure people, just about everybody in the earth, Googled it. They use some solvents, so to speak. The solvents need to evaporate cleanly. If you're using solvents and fuels and things that aren't evaporating cleanly, it's in your product. So be cautious if one of your mates has made this shit, or whoever, wherever they got it from. Make sure they know what they're doing, because you don't want to go smoking this shit. Not that they use that, but I'm just saying you don't want to go smoking the stuff that they should use. I mean, there are things to use that don't, but there are cheaper things to use that do. So, you know, what do you think druggos do? They not. That's the thing about DMT. I will say, actually, you don't find, people that use a lot of amphetamines and stuff. The amphetamine, you don't find DMT getting sent around dealt by bikers and things like this. You find DMT amongst the people who are hippies or spirit. I suppose you call them spiritual people or something like that. They don't like to be called spiritual, and other people bag them out for that word, especially the enlightened word. That's a lot of people from our Western cultures try and flog that one these days, but I don't think you're enlightened if you smoke DMT. Enlightened's probably not the right word. What word you'd use? I'll have to think about that and talk about it at a later date. I'm not really sure what you'd say. Probably befuddled. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, back to the point. Make sure you do knows what he's doing. End up with shit DMT. And thirdly, fourthly, or whatever we're up to, you can get different coloured DMT. There's ranging from red to yellow to red to orange to yellow to pale yellow to all the way to pure crystal white. You know, and all that is really is. So I said, know your source. Some different species of trees and things got different alkaloids in them other than DMT, and depending on how they've isolated the DMT alkaloids, depending on how much fats and other stuff they've brought through with it. So therefore, that's where you get your range of colours from. So not that it matters, but they are a different experience, and the reason they're different colours though is because the different purities of the different or the different mix of different alkaloids in the bag. So yeah, for instance, the yellow stuff's heavier than the white stuff because it's got a lot more NMT and different other alkaloids in it because they haven't purified it enough. Where the white stuff's just pure DMT. Yeah. Not saying the yellow stuff's any worse. The red stuff I find a bit worse, but not saying the yellow stuff's any worse. But yeah, anything less than yellow is a bit off there. The goo still works. The red stuff still works fine, but it's just a lot easier to deal with powders and crystals when you're trying to dose the stuff. You know. So anyway, moving right along. Don't eyeball the shit. I mean, you can do if you're having a little tiny bits or putting a little bit in a joint or something like that, but don't eyeball it. Go and buy yourself some scales. Okay, make sure you buy 000 ones, like one says 0.000. You want, yeah, so you can measure 5 milligrams and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, not just 10, 20, 30, 40. Because this is when you start getting over 20 milligrams, 5 milligrams and difference, and when you're fucking up your measurements, there's a big difference. Okay? Talk about that later, but yeah. Next video. So, it's night time. What do? We dim the lights in the lounge room. Like most people like to just leave the light on a bit, but personally, I used to like to turn the light off completely, and you'd just have a torch or something. Light some incense, you know, you get a bit spiritual, so to speak, or a bit wooey, a bit strange. So you light a bit of incense going, and what that does, basically, just gives me a bit more. Used to just give me a bit more mindset, a bit calmer, but it calms you down, makes you feel a bit better, takes away the negativity. So you know, that's got to be a positive. That's what it's said to do, but don't know if it does. But that's anything helps. Anything helps. You can sit down and meditate. You can sit in your chair and meditate. I mean, not like this bloke, but a big point is you don't have to sit there and crossed up and tie yourself in knots and sit like this. Because if you start doing this sort of stuff and go, you sit in some funny position, you're going to fall on your ass very surely. So don't ever try smoking DMT standing up. That's just asking for a trip to the hospital with no front teeth and a broken nose. Unless you fall backwards and crack the back of your skull open or something. Yeah, okay, so you will fall on your ass if you smoke a decent hit of DMT. Yeah. You won't be standing up long. If you are, well, you didn't have enough. As funny as it says, you won't be, yeah. Anyway, point is, you don't have to, yeah, so the way we used to do it was, you know, so you come in, you turn the light, you had a great day, you know, there's your chair, have a recliner chair like that, so you can put your feet up. You don't want to be laid right back, you want to be laid fairly well back, 70%, but you want your chest all sort of up a bit, sort of sitting up a bit. You want to be right back past vertical, so gravity's sitting down in your chest. You want to be just up, just forward of there, so the gravity's not pushing on your chest. Sounds silly, but it's not. And when you're sitting in your chair under these experiences, don't hold on to anything. Don't grab your hands and hold yourself and this sort of stuff. Just put your hands beside yourself and get comfy and just let yourself go. The more you don't cross your feet and just one foot out here, one foot out there, one arm out here, one arm out there. Just relax. Don't touch anything unless you have to. It gets too out of control. But just relax. It's a better experience if you feel. It's a lot easier to let go if you're not hanging on. So, and by grabbing your hands and is a way of hanging on. You see a lot of people doing this. You know, when they're going up, there's no point because you're trying to hold yourself back from the experience. And yeah, what's the point? You're just going to fuck it up. Anyway, so as I say, you don't need to do that. We actually meditate. I've learned to meditate through all these processes, and I use mainly the music. My favourite music is the Shaman's Heart of Byron Metcalf, an album he did, and he does it. There he is, award-winning percussionist. He holds ceremonies and stuff. He's all the way around the world. He's an absolute brilliant musician. He's not just some backyard yobbo. He's actually this music's Actually, yeah, won many awards, and actually the scientific nature behind it all. And there's Steve Roach as well, another brilliant musician. They're right into the spiritual side of things and meditation and ceremony. There's Washuma Wave. It's another album he did. There's heaps of albums he's done. But these older ones I find are the better ones, especially for DMT. They go for 10 minutes roughly each track. But the favourite one's called Medicine, Raven Medicine. I'll show you a picture of that later. So rightio, you've got your little baggie out. You've got your crystals out. We tried a lot of different ways over the years, and the best way we found, because we used to smoke weed, was the sandwich method. And the sandwich method is just marijuana bomb, bit of water, you know, the water bubbler type stuff, I suppose you'd call it. And you got your cone. You put your little half fill your cone with your herb. Then you put your dream sand in there, and then you cover it on top with herb. The reason you do that is so when you light it, it doesn't burn it, because DMT burns very, very easily. So once you hit the lighter, if you hit the lighter on the top of it, it's fucking tastes like shit. But if you, so you pack your cane with like that, so the sandwich method, weed, or sorry, herb, dream sand, and herb. And you sit back in the chair and you light it up. When you light it, you don't touch it. With the flame, you just light it like a normal cone, just go a bit slower and suck it in. Just go slow, just light the top of it, get the top going, take the lighter off it, get the cherry going, suck it 3/4 of it in, you know, you can finish it off with the lighter, you know. Listen to me. And then that's all good, but if you do burn it and touch it, it'll taste like absolute fucking shit, and that's where people go, oh, it tastes like burnt plastic, it tastes like shit, oh, it's horrible. Yeah, it's because you burn it and you waste it after your DMT. But you have to hold it in for 20 seconds, or roughly around 20 seconds. I always say 20 more if you can, but you don't have to turn blue in the face, but 20 seconds. 15 is not enough. You need to hold him for 20 seconds. So you need to really meditate. That's where it comes into, and get your mind into the space. And we usually meditate for about anywhere from half hour to an hour and a half until you're ready. You know, there's no rush. You don't rush yourself with this shit. You just, whenever you're ready. If it doesn't come around, if the ready time's not right, don't do it. Yeah, but 20 seconds. Make sure you hold in. When you hold in, don't. You know, just calmly hold it in, and just must be at least 20 seconds, you know, roughly around 20 seconds. 15's, 16's getting better, 17, yeah, okay, 18, yeah, maybe you can blow it out, 19, alright. But, yeah, it's not that long, unless you don't smoke. But if you can't do that, you've never smoked a water bubbling pipe, so to speak, don't smoke this shit in a meth pipe. It's a waste of fucking time. Not that I ever have, I wouldn't waste my time. They do talk about the thing called the machine, you know, here we go, sorry. That's it, and then boom, off you go to DMT land, off you go, whee! And if it's first time or any doses over 20 milligrams, have a trip sitter with you. Not a great deal they can do unless you have a heart attack or something like that. They can tell. We usually have a trip sitter with a torch. You don't shine in their face or anything else like that. But you used to sort of like sit there, and then you'd have some, and someone would have some, and then you just sort of sit there and just sort of quickly check on them with the torch, make sure they're all fine, their chest going up and down fine, everything's good. You know, it just makes the person who's the tripper feel a bit more comfortable, because they know there's somebody else there watching them. Because they'll look like the person who's tripping will look like, other than sometimes they might be rolling around carrying on a bit, but most 99% of the time they look like they're just in the most peaceful sleep you've ever seen. It looks all the best. They're not focused at all, but the person's probably going through the most intense, beautiful, traumatic, horrid, wow experience they've ever couldn't even possibly imagine. But they look like they're just sitting there asleep. I guarantee they're not. But yeah, the sandwich method is the best way. I found years ago. I don't experiment with these things. The sandwich method was the go. Hit it hard. There's one breath. Hold it in 20 seconds. It doesn't matter if it's 10 milligrams or it's 35, 40, 50 milligrams. Not that I'd encourage smoking 50 milligrams like this. You don't need to. Yeah. I experimented with when I was younger. You know, it was about, I think it was about just under 40 in one breath, and that was enough. Didn't need to go any higher than that for my weight. A bit crazy. Yeah. Like I say, yeah. They talk about seeing the machine online. It's just a bottle with the bottom cut off with a foil bottom and shit made and this and that. Tastes like shit when you do all that. Wastes a lot of spice. There's not much point. You can try it a go if you want if you can't smoke anything else, but if you can't smoke it in a billy, chuck it in a joint, roll the smoke, put some parsley in it, whatever, just roll it, put it in a normal smoke. Put a bit back from the start and just roll her up. Just sprinkle it in the end there. Just light your joint up, get it going, smell your DMT and hike into it. Make sure you hold it in though, make sure you get 3 drags for that. Three big hits. Hold the first one in for bloody, I should say 20, the second one in for 20, and the last one probably 15. Can't hold him for 20. There's 3 breaths, hold him 20, going again. And yeah, you'll get to where you want to go a bit slower, but the problem is you'll have to put twice as much product in there. So for instance, you're going to have a decent little hit at 25 milligrams in the sandwich method. With this you'd have to put nearly 50 in there to get the same effect. And that's the way it works. Unfortunately, it will work, but it comes, yeah, you won't get the same effect. You will if you put a lot more in there, but yeah. So it's uneconomical, but if you can't smoke it in a billy, just smoke it in the joint, so to speak, or a cigarette type thing. Roll your own cigarette, or you can drink it in an ayahuasca brew, but I've got no idea what the ratios of the ayahuasca brews are. So I don't know, I won't say. But don't intravenous this stuff. They did on the spirit molecule, and the reason they did that is because they had medical grade DMT. It was made in a lab. The stuff you're getting on the streets or off the internet or whatever you're doing isn't made in a lab. It's made by some bloke in a yard. He might know what he's doing, but there's still residues and different things in there. It's not 100% clean. It won't hurt you, I suppose, when you're smoking it, but injecting it's a different story. I've never, and I never would, because I've never injected anything, as I said before. Fuck that. But anyway, each their own. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that if I offended anybody. Each their own. I did talk about that, but do not inject DMT. The DMT you'll get, unless you've got a chemist in a lab out the back of your house and someone else knows how to make chemical grade DMT, I would not inject the stuff. It's a slightly more prolonged, less traumatic experience than smoking anyway. There's no better way than, no stronger experience than smoking DMT when you're doing DMT. As you should say, injecting it's not as strong as smoking it. Ayahuasca is not as strong as smoking it. It just lasts a lot longer and it's a lot smoother, and you can take a lot from it. You can remember a lot of stuff and you get a lot of visions, and DMT is just one wild ride. But anyway, yeah, there it is, the Shaman's Heart once again, Byron Metcalf. Get into that, it's cool. Might be a bit out there. When I first started listening to it, I didn't really, I thought, whoa, what the fuck? What's this shit? But no, it's pretty sick, man. You can even just meditate normally. I do is go outside and get bored nowadays, and I still just use that music just to sit there in my chair and just close my eyes for a couple of hours, or an hour or so. And just really, that's all you do. You don't have to sit there and roll them. You just sit there and close your eyes and focus on nothing. Like you're looking at the stars in your own mind, and everything will come together after a while with your resonance frequency, and you'll be content, and you'll see what I mean if you practice it. You don't need to sit there and do silly things and get yourself all tied up in yoga positions and things. That's not about that. And there's the picture on the internet. If you type in Raven Medicine, Byron Metcalf, into the internet, I listen to his other songs. We used to listen to his other songs to calm down and relax, and this one was the DMT song every time. And you'd probably put it on twice in a row because you'd sometimes go for 20 minutes sort of thing. It's all about safety first. That's why I said dosages, scales. Make sure you know your deal, your product, where it's come from, who made it, what they made it out of or with, And I will say, guys, yeah, and I thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure trying to explain all this stuff to people, and because as I said, you just see a lot of shit on the internet at the moment. How do I know? Because years ago we had a lot of experience with this stuff, and it's highly illegal. You don't want to fuck around and get caught with this stuff, so I wouldn't advise going and chase it, but I don't want to see anybody getting hurt or anyone losing their mind over doing hero doses or doing something stupid or getting 5-MeO mixed up with DMT. How do you know? You don't know. So what you do if you don't know your stuff, what you can do is get a bloody good scale out and weigh, say, 2 to 3 milligrams out of 5-MeO, I'd probably say 2 if you've got a good scale, and smoke it. And if you smoke and get a whiz bam effect off it, well, you know it's 5-MeO. If you smoke 5-7 milligrams of N-dimethyltryptamine, it's not going to do a great deal at all. So you'll know. So till next time. Thanks for watching. Sorry, I'm a little bit morbid. It's sort of like what sort of topic is it? You know, like it's a pretty serious type of topic when you start doing this. You know, it's nothing to laugh about. You probably come out laughing, but that's after you shit your pants and fucking wish you're probably dead twice. But it's not that bad sometimes. Yeah, but yeah, it can be. Um, so alright, I'm AM Reaper. This is DMT, Journey of the Infant Mind. Oh, and a big hi out there to Anthony. Hi mate, how you going? Say hi to Tish, the kids. I've seen you guys for a while. Anyway, take it easy, and catch up next round. Next video, we're going to talk about the dosage scale, as in level experience to dosage, and the unlinear scale range of DMT. Alright guys, thanks for watching. AM Reaper out. Catch ya.